here with Hailee Tiger Moreno, one of our homegrown, very proud kids that has grown up on the mats. Jiu-Jitsu, I don't know how many times, Jiu-Jitsu champion over the years. She wrestled in high school and now in college, and it's been great to have her back on the mats doing some Jiu-Jitsu and now teaching and helping others, helping our kids, giving back, during her break, her summer break.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for coming on and hanging out.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I remember growing up, you didn't say it, you barely spoke,
No, yeah, I was one of those. At first, I was always one of those quiet, shy, reserved kids, and then it's not until I get comfortable or you really get to know me, then I'll start coming out of my comfort zone or my my shyness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Edith was like, I want to see if she's available to work at the cafe because I'd love to have her. I remember, she remembered when you were little, you would train and then you would do your homework on your own.
Mm-hmm.
And then whatever, you were just very disciplined,
Oh, yeah. I would be at the cafe till they were closing. And my mom would make me stay until I was finished. She's like, you're going to finish your homework here because she didn't want me to do it at home. Because right after jiu-jitsu, she wanted me to get on my homework. I always struggled, when I was younger, I always struggled doing my homework.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why my mom always tried to make me, finish it as soon as possible. So that's why I would either stay late until they would close.
Just get it done, not procrastinate.
No, yeah.
Nice, yeah. Do you remember your first class, your first jiu-jitsu class?
Kind of, yeah. I remember, I think I walked in, I don't remember who it was, but this guy was like, oh, hey, what's up? And then I remember...
How old were you at the time?
I was maybe 6.5, 7. But I remember putting on the Lorna gi and getting my belt, and then there's so many kids too that it was kind of overwhelming because I was the only new kid there, so it was I didn't know what to think.
Mm-hmm.
But it was because I just got my black belt from Taekwondo, and my dad wanted me to do something that was more contact wise because kicking and punching is good, but if he wants me to learn how to what if someone they grab me or how to actually learn how to defend myself, and he thought jiu-jitsu was a good fit for that. But yeah,
and then so you did Taekwondo before you did jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I started when I was 3, finished when I was 7.
Is that something that your parents wanted you to do?
Yeah, they started me at 3 and got me into martial arts and sports right away.
Mm-hmm.
And once I got my first degree black belt, that's when my dad put me in jiu-jitsu. And yeah.
What made you want to compete? Because you were one of our top competitors. Now they don't even have those tournaments anymore, I think.
Oh yeah.
It was they still have NABJJF, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are some other ones they did back in the day? 5 grappling.
SIBJJF, I think, was it?
That was the same. I think that's the same as the NABJJF. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
SIJJF. Yeah.
I don't know. I remember doing Dream.
Okay, Dream they still have Dream.
IBJJF.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Jiu-Jitsu World League, World Jiu-Jitsu League.
Okay, Jiu-Jitsu World League at the end. Okay, cool.
I remember doing a lot of competitions when I was younger. I was doing them every weekend.
Every weekend, yeah.
My dad was trying to get me to compete every weekend, get as much training and as much as possible. Nice.
There was remember Emma?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember Emma.
So she runs track with Sona.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I was talking to them at the league final, and so hopefully she's gonna come in the summertime.
Yeah, that sounds
switch
that sounds
it up,
cool. Hopefully I'll see her again. I haven't seen her in a long time.
Yeah, but you guys would compete in all the tournaments together, right? For a while.
Yeah. Me and Emma, we were like this when she was still here, and but then she had to go.
Yeah,
it's okay.
She did track and field, and cross country. She's a beast.
Damn, I can never do track or cross country. I do not like running.
Man, cross country is tough.
Yeah.
All the stuff is tough, like some of those longer distance running things. Oh my God.
Like unless you like running, that's your sport, but not me.
So, what do you remember from your competing days when you were a kid? What kind of memories? You remember Emma, like, you guys, you were busy. You're like, almost every weekend, right? For a while, you were competing.
Yeah, the tournaments kept me busy all the time, and every weekend, my friends would be like, "Oh, you want to hang out?" I'm like, "Nah, I got a tournament." Be like, but I was fine with it because like I like to compete.
You wanted to do it.
Yeah, like it wasn't just my dad making me do it. It's like, oh, I pretty enjoyed it. Not just for like the competing too. It's just I like being there with the coaches, my friends, the parents, and then like sometimes we'd all like hang out after, so it was cool. It was fun. I remember, um, I would like remember like when I would like go into the what's it called
Bullpen.
the bullpen, and I would be like, cause I was like kind of shaking. I was kind of nervous because I would always see like the girls were always taller than me, so I knew that means like they were gonna go for delahivas or like some type of
Guard.
guard sweep, and I'm like, I was prepared for it, but I always did my best to like try and pass it even with their long legs. But and I would remember like Coach George or Professor George. Sorry,
Professor George. Yeah, right.
Professor Dan. All those coaches they would
Yeah.
give me a pep talk before, and like or Professor Erica, and it was fun though. I really loved like being there with the coaches and being on the mat.
Yeah. I just had a flashback of Vin Diesel. Do you remember when he came in? They were there. You were there here for a couple weeks,
Yeah,
and they came in and talked on the mat to you guys.
I remember Valentina was telling me that he's her uncle, and I was like, no way. And she started calling him Uncle Vin. I'm like, oh, no way, that's cool. But no, yeah, it's cool to like when I always watch his movies and everything, and so it's cool to see when you see him in person and like you hear how deep his voice is, and like that's how he actually talks. I'm like, that's wow. It's like that's cool, like to hear in person too.
Yeah, yeah. It was cool that he went and talked to you guys, like out of his own. He wanted to just say a few words to you guys in class. So he got on the mat. He almost forgot his shoes, and then you guys are, hey, take your shoes off, So he took his shoes off. Oh, sorry. And then he went to go talk to you guys from the heart. That was really cool. Do you remember what he said?
I don't remember exactly what he said. I was just admiring like how like just the way he was talking, and his presence was like, wow. I was just still like in shock because my dad would make me like watch his movies with him all the time, and it was cool to see like.
Because your dad loves cars, right?
Yeah, he loves cars. He loves like the other Vin Diesel movies he's in, and it's cool to see him like in the way he talked to us too.
Yeah, he said, hey, I wish my parents would have enrolled me into martial arts. This is the most important class you're gonna do. So he's like, pay attention, do well. Just it was really inspirational.
Yeah.
And stay on the path. Stay on the path. I thought that was really cool.
No, yeah.
Gave a nice speech.
No, yeah. It was cool to hear that, especially from Vin Diesel himself. So I'm thankful my parents put me in at a young age too, because I didn't really like. I kind of like there was a point in time, I will admit, I got tired of it, but then I realized as I kept doing it, I was like, man, this martial art is really helpful, and I really enjoy doing it the more that I do it, and I find it more fun the more that I do it. So that's why I was like, that's why every time I come, I love coming. I love putting in my best all the time whenever I roll. So
yeah, I look at the kids' classes, right? And then you get to a certain age, like I remember you, like getting yellow, orange, and then there's like that green. It's kind of like the numbers get smaller, right? There's not as many kids, right?
No,
and so
I remember too, like doing the classes as a kid. Sometimes, like if my friends who were girls weren't there, like I would be the only girl there, and then I would like have to always roll with the boys, and like honestly I didn't mind it. It was like it got me better too because some of the boys were stronger, so it was always I remember Aram,
yeah. He was our first kid here. Yeah.
He was always like my toughest challenge, and it was cool rolling with him too.
Yeah, yeah. You know, you mentioned that how you're glad to be back and you got to be on the mat. Like what kind of recommendation or what kind of tips would you have or what kind of advice would you have for kids like 12, 13, 14? Because you said like, oh, I wasn't too motivated and I wasn't sure if I wanted to stick with it. And what maybe was it that age? Remember about 12 years old, right?
Yeah, it was like 11 or 12.
11, 12, yeah.
My advice is just, yeah, you won't see it now, but like the harder you work, the more time you put in, and if you like dedicate yourself more, like even if you really don't want to, you just gotta push through it. And because like jiu-jitsu gets me out of my comfort zone too, because I feel like stress relieving when I'm rolling on the mat, or like let's say like I had a bad day and I can just take it out on the mat. So that's what helps me get through it. But that's why I like jiu-jitsu, because it's kind of stress relieving sometimes for me, and it helps me a lot. And my advice, just push yourself and listen to the coaches if they give you advice. And yeah.
But if they're like not motivated and they're thinking about quitting or doing something else, what would you? What kind
Don't
of?
do anything else. Jiu-jitsu,
If you've dedicated like all these years already, follow through with it.
Because like I've done other sports, like I've done volleyball, I've done swim, I don't know what else, but compared to all those other sports, I've always stuck with jiu-jitsu. My parents don't care if they want me to quit those other sports, but they've seen the way I do in jiu-jitsu, and they think that it was always good for me. But even if you're not feeling motivated, just it doesn't matter, because that's what you're feeling, but not what you should do. So, and that's what, if you should be out there on the mat, and it's gonna help you, and it's gonna make you better. That's what helps me like push myself to do it, and helps me like get through the day and and get through every role.
Nice. Has jiu-jitsu improved your confidence?
Yeah, it has a lot.
Looking back as a kid, growing up and
yeah, no, like I
all the
remember
tournaments and scrapping and
yeah. No, yeah, I remember when I started coming more, and I started making more friends and started making friends with the coaches, and they definitely helped me like talk to me more and make more friends to get out of my shyness, because it's just not for jiu-jitsu. It's just like whenever I meet new people, or but like at first when I was like, and it started in preschool or kindergarten, I was always like to myself all the time.
Quiet,
yeah,
reserved.
And I never really like made an effort to make friends at first, unless like people came up and talked to me first. But now I'm trying to do that more now that I'm older, because it helped me build my confidence more to like talk to people more, because like now that I come back, I'm seeing a lot of new faces and a lot of people that I haven't met before. So I'm trying to like get to know people more, and like
saying hello, how are you, introducing yourself,
get their Instagram, maybe like just like
connecting.
Yeah, to make friends, and because if they're here and like I'm gonna talk to them, might as well like just get to know them more, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, awesome. And then you got into wrestling, right?
Yeah.
When was that? 8th grade?
No, it was
high school?
Freshman year of high
Freshman high school. Okay, like Serenade.
Yeah, that was my COVID year. So
oh my God.
We didn't really have a season, but we just had like one.
Oh, so you lost the season, huh?
Yeah, well, it was my first season anyway,
right,
so
right.
It didn't really matter. But it was cool, because I got to wrestle with all the girls that had like, because those girls like had won the state championship in, I think it was like 2019, 2020, and it was cool to wrestle with them and stuff. But it was a lot harder practicing with them, because I got beat up all the time, because I never wrestled before.
Yeah.
But that's why my dad put me in wrestling, because he wanted me to do something like, he wanted me to do a sport like similar to jiu-jitsu, and he wanted me to do it in high school. So like, okay, you can do wrestling. and I found it really fun. I got to AV Perez was
Mm-hmm.
always
Yeah.
she was always my partner. I would get beat up by her all the time.
Yeah, she's good. Yeah.
No, she's really good.
Yeah, I watched her at the U.S. Open. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, different. I was cheering for her for state this year. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, AV's nice too. I love her. She's awesome. But yeah, and then I started to have more seasons and more tournaments and stuff. Coming into high school more like sophomore year, junior year.
Yeah. What do you recommend? What do you remember about your high school, like the seasons? Because you wrestled throughout high school, right?
No, yeah, I remember going to practice every day after school, and I would kind of dread it because it was like 2 hours, and it was like always sweating.
How do you manage your schoolwork and your wrestling?
Well,
How did you manage it?
that's why I had to stop jiu-jitsu, because I tried doing wrestling and jiu-jitsu at the same time. And because I would do 2 hours of wrestling, and then after 2 hours, I would do 2 hours of jiu-jitsu. Yeah. And then I would get home at like 9, 10 p.m., I mean. And I would take a shower, eat, then do my homework. But then I would be too tired, so then I would go to bed. And that's like, my grades were falling. So I was like, you know what, maybe I'll stop jiu-jitsu for a while. And I'll do wrestling because you only get high school once.
Right.
So that's why I was like, you know what, let me just focus on wrestling and then focus on schoolwork, and then I'll be good, I'll be fine. And I hated to leave jiu-jitsu because I really do love jiu-jitsu, but wrestling was a really good experience too. It was really fun.
And it ties into everything, right? That you've already kind of been doing.
No, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and like it definitely helps a lot doing jiu-jitsu, because I used to love playing guard. I used to love pulling guard and everything. Now I just want to do takedowns, and I don't like putting people in my guard. I don't like being in guard. It's just like I like doing. I'd rather do it double legs, single legs.
How is it coming back now and doing it again?
It's pretty cool. It's fun. It's cool to like experience new people too. Now that I've been gone, so like I get to see the way because like there's some techniques people that do on me that like I haven't seen before. So I'm like, oh, okay, and I'll like try to defend it, but like and when I meet them, I'm like, oh, where'd you learn that from? And they'll be like, oh yeah, we learned it from so and so's class or whatever. But it's really cool like to put wrestling into my jiu-jitsu as well. So it definitely like if I'm trying to get out of side control or something, I just like it's easier for me to like fight out of it instead of just staying there. Because before I would hate being in side control and hate being in like bottom positions, but now I know how to get out of that better.
You know how to not to be on your back, right?
No, I like doing wrestling, like you just like
your bridge is on point.
Yeah, so it's like you feel uncomfortable being on your back, so you try not to get used to it, and hopefully I don't get used to it.
Yeah,
but
that's a good habit to not to do, right?
No, yeah, but that's why I roll, so to practice it more too. So,
did you do freestyle wrestling as well?
Yeah, I did freestyle because off season when in high school we would do freestyle, and college is freestyle too.
Right.
So,
in high school, in the off season, you did freestyle.
Yeah. Not many people wanted to do it because they're like, oh, it's off season, I don't have to wrestle. But like, I was always like I always wanted to keep busy, and I always I wanted to stay in shape too. So that's why I would just still do off season, because number one, it was fun for me. Number two, like, I get to learn new things too. I get to compare it to folk style, to freestyle. So it was cool to see the way they differ.
How do you compare folk style to freestyle?
I would honestly say freestyle is a little harder in my opinion, because there's more things you can do. Like there's like folk style, they have all the certain rules that you can't do, like no locking hands, you can't lay flat like that. And in freestyle you can do all those things, but it's a little harder too. So
so fast, right? Freestyle,
yeah,
so fast.
Yeah, it is. It's
make one wrong move and then that's it.
Nope. Yeah, like
they turn you or
No, yeah, they
whatever.
turn you. You get suplexed. I hate getting suplexed. I got suplexed once in a freestyle match, and it was not pretty. I was a little embarrassed, but I mean, it was
In
cool.
high school or high school?
High school,
High school.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But it was cool. Like it was a cool experience too. So, but
Man, did you watch any of the Olympics this last year?
I think I didn't watch really anything, but I remember. I think I saw Amit Alor. Do you know who that is?
Amit, yeah.
Her match was cool. I saw she won gold in the Olympics. It was really cool. I also follow her on Instagram, but I thought that was cool to see.
We went because we went to Armenia, and then on the way back we went to Paris. And we watched Amit and watched all the girls. You know. And it was really really cool. We were cheering. There was an Indian girl. She made it all the way to the finals for the 50 kilogram, and she ended up not making weight. Did you see that?
Oh, I didn't. I didn't see that.
Yeah. So she beat the favorite in the first match, the Japanese girl.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then she hadn't lost, I guess, in international competition. And then she made it all the way to the finals. And then she didn't make the weight because you have to weigh in every day, right?
Yeah.
So the third day.
We get I don't know how it works for the Olympics, but for us, we get like a pound allowance plus.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm like, that's crazy that she had the tournament of her life and then she didn't make weight. And so she didn't even get a medal.
Yeah, no.
And she probably would have won, too.
No, she definitely would have won. I know how they train there too. Like it's probably really intense. And,
Yeah.
well, anywhere you train is really intense.
And then what? Kennedy Blades. You watch Kennedy Blades?
Yeah,
her suplexes on she did the suplex on that North Korean girl.
Yeah, that was really cool to watch too. But yeah, it's cool. Like, I don't know if I could see myself in the Olympics, but like watching it is really cool to see too. But yeah.
What inspires you like in wrestling now when you look at different paths?
Like what inspires me to
what motivates you? What gets you like, oh, this is cool. I really like this.
For me, like it's cool to see like when I see like other good people doing it. Also, is like it helps. Wrestling really got me in shape. So like I like that. It helps. It like my coach would give me like a diet plan and stuff, and then that really helped me like cutting down the weight. But also like again like with jiu-jitsu, same thing, like making friends with the coaches, getting to know people and like see how they wrestle and like their style and the way they do things, so I can learn from them. And
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have any goals in high school besides like everyone's a state champ, right? Everyone wants to be a state champion.
No, yeah, everyone.
But did you have any other goals?
I wanted to like be better than I already was. Well, I was in high school. I was pretty good, but I was like I wanted to be better. Like let's say like Isabella Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Like I would try like to make myself as good as her, or I would try to make myself as good as like those other girls that were in the finals in state. So I would just try and put the work in as much as I could. Try to go to practice every day. Go to the gym after sometimes just to get that more motivation too.
Yeah. You wrestled and you went to college and you wrestled this your freshman year, right? In college. So how was that? How was that experience?
It was a really good experience. Not just the wrestling, but traveling with the team, going to all these different states, and because like I've never been to like Montana, Arizona, Seattle, Kansas.
Oh, so you travel all around with the team.
Yeah, and like far Northern California, we're like Redding. But it was cool to like see all those other places and like walk, because like if like we weren't practicing or we weren't at the tournament, we would like go out or go to the store or something. It was cool to like see how like those other states were and how they look.
Different parts of the country, right?
Yeah, because now I get to
the sticks.
No, yeah, like now I get to know what like America, like I get to explore America more and not just like stay in California.
LA, right?
It's
LA. A big city.
No, yeah, because like everyone wants to come to LA, but it's cool to see like what other people do in those other states, and it was a good experience traveling. Also like making friends on the team, because like we would go out with like again like when we weren't practicing or like after practice, we'd be like, oh yeah, let's go out to eat or let's go get food or something. So we would all like go out to the stores or go out to somewhere to get food or something. So it was
Nice.
cool like meeting new friends. I made really good friends with my roommate too.
Nice.
I definitely recommend making friends with your roommate.
Because it's probably not so good on the other way around, right? If you're not friends.
No, like even if you're not friends, but like you don't hate each other, it's like
Yeah.
okay. But if I didn't make friends with my roommate, like honestly, like because she was like one of my really good friends on the team. She was
Nice.
like and we would always like go out all the time, like by ourselves. She would like after like we were done with school or practice, she would be like, oh, let's go to the beach, let's go get food, let's go to the park, let's do this, let's do that. Yeah, we went everywhere all the time together, so it was a cool experience too. And I also got to live in a house and an apartment too, with other people. So that was a good experience.
Growing up.
No, yeah, it was cool living away from home. That was cool.
The school
feel-
was in Irvine?
Irvine, yeah.
What was the name of the school?
Huh?
What was the name of the school?
Westcliff University.
Westcliff, yeah. Who do we have? What that went to Westcliff? Yeah, I remember we looked it up because I remember you were going in there.
Yeah. I got recruited because
I think it was Ben. Ben went to college there or something. Ben, I think maybe he went there. His wife, somebody went there.
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool.
I'm gonna ask him. I remember it was somebody. It was somebody in the program.
Okay.
One of the staff.
Okay. No, yeah, I didn't know that.
And I was like, oh, they have a women's wrestling program.
Yeah.
You know, I knew it because of you.
Yeah. No, but Westcliff is a good school. I liked my classes. I liked the school. The school itself was okay. It was only one floor though.
Oh wow.
But because like the
Like a
rest
smaller
of it,
school.
yeah, it was pretty small. But we had a lot of international students, like kids from like Croatia, Indonesia, India. We had a lot of people from India.
From India. Wow.
Nigeria,
Wow.
Russia, Australia, England. Every day I was hearing like a new accent or something, and I would be like, oh wow. And then they would say like, the professor would ask like, oh, where are you from? And they'd be like, they'd say where they're from, and I was like, oh wow,
Wow.
it's cool.
That's cool.
It's cool to see. It's cool to hear.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think? Looking back, you know, you've been in the combat sports now since growing up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Since when did you start Taekwondo?
3 years old.
3 years old. Okay. Been in the martial arts and then jiu-jitsu and wrestling and.
Yeah.
So how do you when you look? Are you proud of what you've done?
No, yeah, it's all like it's all amazing, and it's all like, cause I get to experience all these new martial arts and new sports, and I compare them like how different they are from each other, and like, oh, this helps with this more, but this helps with this more. Like, Taekwondo is much more better at like helping you kick and punch, and Jiu-Jitsu is like more close contact, so I get to learn how to like I said, like we said before, if someone grabs you, or if, like how to defend yourself better.
Escapes and control and submissions, of course, right?
Yeah. Wrestling is like more. It's more like standing up more. So
Right.
So I learned how to like defend takedowns, but also like do them myself. So that's why I also applied to jiu-jitsu. So it's cool to do that.
Put it all together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah, it's been a pleasure to see you grow up and on the mats, and get to speak to you now. Before you didn't say too many words, you know.
No,
so
yeah.
It's really, really cool to see you, you know, helping out at the in-house tournament and working here in the summertime. And it's been what a big pleasure, really.
No, yeah, thank
And
you.
I'm so
thank
happy
you.
to have you back on the mat, and now seeing you giving back to the kids and helping with the kids' classes.
No, yeah, like I want to be there for those kids because I want to help them the way like I was helped, and because jiu-jitsu is good for me, and like the more I teach, like I can see what kids like really want it more. So like those, and the kids that really don't. But even then, I try to help all the kids as much as I possibly can, because I want them to like try and stay in jiu-jitsu and try and learn, because jiu-jitsu helped me, and I think it can also help a lot of people. So I wanna help those kids a lot, like the way people here help me. So
Nice, awesome. Any shout outs you want to give?
shout out to my parents.
Yeah.
Shout out to my
Big
room.
time.
Shout out to
Oh my God, over so many years. Your mom, your dad too, when he's not working.
Oh yeah,
The support.
my mom would my parents would also do like the kettlebell classes and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's right.
So like while I was doing jiu-jitsu, they would do the classes. But my dad started working more, so that's why he had to stop. But,
Yeah.
I definitely shout out to my parents for always taking me late nights. Yeah, and I really appreciate them for that.
Any coaches,
Shout out to
teachers, you know?
even old coaches.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout out to Coach George, Professor
Yeah.
Donnie. They've been there since day one. So,
Professor George is still one of my kids, Serenades and Sevan, their favorite coaches.
no, yeah, he's also one of my favorite coaches, and Professor Donnie, since he's the one who gave me the nickname.
Yeah, yeah.
No, yeah, like I definitely miss them, and they were also very good coaches to me. So I want to help the kids the way they help me. So,
Nice. What about in wrestling?
shout out to my friends. Shout out to
And we're gonna forget people, okay? For sure, you know, right?
No.
It's okay. Sorry, guys.
shout out
But-
to all my coaches in wrestling, 'cause they helped me a lot. Especially Coach Ellis. If you're watching this, Coach, thank you. I really appreciate you. Coach Jess, you guys have helped me like in wrestling, and I really appreciate you guys, and we'll always remember you guys.
Awesome. Well, any last words?
Stay awesome.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.